Hey Skyler, thanks for the remaining pictures. I didn't quite get access to all of them, but I think anyway, this will give me a pretty good idea, and this will just be an extension of the first video I showed you. But yeah, I would definitely look at the front here. We talked about the accent lights on the pillars. No question, I would definitely do that because it would add a good amount of light there, and then balance that with, like I talked about, one of those wash lights with a slightly bigger spread on this weeping tree. And then you might also want to add a few path lights. So I might consider adding, a path light kind of on the corner here, somewhere in here, somewhere kind of over in here, and then somewhere down around the corner, and maybe even one more along the side here too. So you can use some path lights. I also think you could get away without them if you just wanted to do the pillars and the weeping tree. I think would look really good. It just depends on what your budget might be for that. And then, sticking with the same plan along here, accenting the trees along the side, and then the couple path lights to highlight all the flowers in here. And then, like I said, going around here, if you wanted to, a path light kind of around this corner, over here and over here, maybe 3 or 4 path lights around there. And then on the side of the house here, I would definitely focus on, and there is a better picture of it. I'll get back to these, but yeah, here. So I would definitely have an accent light on this tree and on this tree, and then it looked like you had a cedar or juniper tree or something kind of over here a little bit. I would probably try and do that. So I would just put 3 accent lights there. I think that's going to do a better job than path lighting. I'm just a big fan of accent lighting. I think you get more bang for your buck. So that's what I would do there. If we go back to this front side of the house, now the only tricky part here is obviously you would have to get wire to over here. So it depends where you're going to have your transformer. So I'm not too sure where the outlet is, but if there's one over here, would probably be ideal, because then you can run the wire to the front lights, and then you can also run all the way around to the back. Worst case scenario, depending on how many lights, you might have to run 2 transformers. So there might be one over here and there might be one somewhere in the back. But either way, if you had one transformer here, and you had 20 plus lights, you could run one wire to the front and one wire to the back, and you really wouldn't have to worry about any voltage drop. And then this is where you could run it all the way around the house, back to that front area that we're just looking at. And to keep it pretty simple, all I would really do on this side is I would focus an accent light there and there. You could definitely try and get a path light in here, but I think it would be it'd be tricky to do, depending on how aggressive these bushes or shrubs grow. But if you did an accent light, and then just a 12-inch path light would actually sit nicely here, and just give you a little bit more balance. And a better picture of the front, like we talked about, the accent lights here, the wash light on the weeping tree here, and then some path lights might look good because you do have some nice ground covers. So I would maybe consider a path light kind of over in here. I would probably consider another one. You can have a light there. So I would think either 1, 2, 3, 4, or you just kind of really spread them out and kind of get one on the corner here, one kind of maybe in here, and one over here, and do 3 of them that way. Moving around to the back, this is a nice big tree. I think would look really good if you lit it up. Depends where you want to see it from. I'm guessing it's going to look best looking from the house and viewing out. So I think you would definitely want to have an accent light up here. Because this is a wider tree with more canopy, it may be something where you want to have 2 accent lights. So almost one a little bit further back and a little bit further back that really shoot up into the canopy here to give you some nice light. And then around the back, I think there's a better picture. Yeah, I would definitely focus on this corner. I would love to see you get either a wash light in here that features this. I think it's just going to be tricky getting the wire there, but if you can get the wire there, even if it's along the side or under the sidewalk or something, my preference would be a wash light right here, because it would light up the stone feature. You'd catch a little bit of this tree, and then you have an accent light over here and over here lighting up these trees. That would create a really cool corner in your yard if you could do that. If you can't, you can definitely still accent light these, and maybe you just have an accent light on this back tree. Or I'm guessing this is secured down. There is a We do have like a little wall light that could kind of sit under this cap. The only thing is going to be tricky to fasten if this is already a solid structure and you can't like lift up these caps and kind of place it under that lip. It's going to be tricky to do. That's where I think a wash light would be best. But if you can't get the wire there, or it's maybe a little bit too tricky, then you can definitely accent these 3 trees. And either way, I think that's a really cool corner of the yard to light up. Unfortunately, the rest of the pictures I couldn't quite get access to, but I think that covers most of the yard. Have a look. Let me know what you think. If you have a budget in mind or an idea of how many lights you'd like, I can customize a kit for you that has the lights, the proper size transformer, connectors, wire, all that kind of thing. So let me know where you want to go from here. Thanks, Skyler.
Thanks again for watching, guys, as we show you how to easily install low voltage landscape lighting. So there's various different lights you can look at. The most popular is easily the uplight, accent light, or bullet light, often used to highlight different trees and features in your yard. Another very popular light is a wash light, often used to highlight the fronts of homes and beautiful stonework. Path and garden lighting is also very popular to use to light walkways and garden areas and plant material down below, as well as hardscape lighting, which is used in different kinds of hardscapes, as well as on fences and decks, and can also create some cool effects. And a great way to see what looks good is just to take a flashlight or any kind of light around at night, shine it on a few of those features, and really see what looks good and where you're going to position those lights. I strongly recommend looking at LED energy efficient bulbs for all of your landscape lighting. It saves on power and it lasts a long time. You see they only use 40 watts, 260 lumens, is very bright, and they still have that warm white look that you would find in an incandescent fixture. And if you have an existing landscape lighting system that is incandescent, it's very easy to retrofit with LED bulbs, again, just to save power and not have to be changing bulbs all the time. What we often recommend is go and find really good quality outdoor rated LED bulbs, and then go find really good incandescent fixtures and just marry the two together and retrofit your incandescent fixtures with really good quality LED bulbs, and it'll help bring the cost down rather than going and buying a fully integrated LED fixture, which looks good and lasts a long time, but they do cost a lot more than doing this and just finding a really good fixture and retrofitting it with a really good bulb. So once you know where you're going to put your lights and you have your lights picked out, the next step is to start placing your lights. So we've determined where they're going to go. Start by digging just a small hole and just preliminarily placing your lights. I recommend using a rubber mallet so that you can really pound those ground stakes in and give them some good stability. Screw your light in afterwards so you can really get it in there. Make sure everything's level, and then from there you start laying out your wire once you got all your lights in place, and be sure to leave extra wire at every fixture just to give yourself some wiggle room. Connecting the lights is quite simple. When you make your splice in your wire, you'll have a wire going in and a wire going out for each connection, as well as your fixture wire, and at every light you're going to have 2 of those connections. I recommend a good waterproof connection, either a gel-filled snap lock connector or these gel-filled DBRY connectors that come in 2 parts, that you have a moret that screws on and keeps the wires tight, and then the wire fills into a gel-filled tube that keeps the water out. So just be sure to make sure you're getting good waterproof connections that keep the wires free of the elements, as well as keep them from pulling apart. The next step is selecting your transformer. Very easy to do. If you look on any bulb that you purchase, it should give you the wattage, but if you have a 4.5 watt bulb and you have 10 of those, that's going to give you 45 watts, which means you want to select a transformer that's just slightly bigger than that. And I recommend trying to find a transformer that has a photocell as well as a timer built into it for easy use. Very easy to wire in your transformer. Depending on the transformer you have, it's generally going to have a common tap and a 12 volt tap. You just put 1 wire into each tap, screw them down tight, mount your transformer close to your GFCI receptacle so that you can get power, plug it in, turn it on, and go and make sure all your lights work before you start burying any wire. So once you've checked all your lights and everything works, you can start burying them. One thing I would recommend is looking at the Weon outdoor Wi-Fi switch. Is a great tool if you want to make your landscape lighting system totally smart and Wi-Fi operated. To bury the wires, very easy with a flat-ended shovel, creating a trench that's 6 to 8 inches deep, spreading the turf open and pushing that wire down and stomping it down within no time at all. It looks like you haven't even been there. And in the mulch, it's just a matter of pulling it back and creating a path to lay down that wire, stapling it down and burying everything over that. So hopefully that helped. And if you have any questions, by all means, you can always reach out to us and follow us on Facebook.
Hey guys, thanks so much for watching that video. I hope you guys got some great ideas for your own do-it-yourself landscape lighting projects. If you want your own free consultation video, like I said before, email me your pictures at cal@lightingdoctor.ca or go and visit us at lightingdoctor.ca, and be sure to check out our Try It Before You Buy It light, again, where you get one premium grade fixture and a King Innovation Instalight battery operated demo kit that you can go and test those lights out on your property before you make any big purchases. So I hope to see you guys again soon, and again, go get your free consultations by emailing your pictures or visit us at lightingdoctor.ca. Thanks so much for watching.